Hey y'all, so the title of today's word is 24-hour miracle overnight shift. And the Lord has been speaking to me the past 3 days concerning this topic right here. And He's been highlighting the story of Joseph in the Bible. If you don't know the story, it's Joseph basically went from spending 2 years in prison for a crime that he didn't even commit to the Lord causing Pharaoh to have a sleepless night. And he went from within 24 hours from basically the pit to the palace, as they say, from prison to a high position in the palace. He was second in command after Pharaoh over all of the land of Egypt. And that just goes to show you, like, God keeps saying overnight miracle, overnight shift, 24-hour miracle. And he's just different. He's highlighting even just different testimonies coming across, like my social medias keep reiterating 24 hours, 24 hours, 24 hours. So I don't know who this message is for, but you'll know if it is for you. Don't run and grab it if it's not for you. But God is saying that for those of you who have been waiting for a while, and I mean like a while, like even years, for the Lord to show up and fulfill a promise that He's spoken to you, and you've been holding on to faith, you've been going through the testing and the trials, and you went through that season of pruning just to get you to this point, the Lord is now saying that it's going to happen overnight. And of course, the process of getting to this overnight shift it's been elongated, but it only takes a moment, one moment or something, just to specifically fall into place for it to then kind of like be like a domino effect in a really good way. So for those of you who have been patiently awaiting your time, your Kairos moment is here, and the Lord is saying 24-hour miracle. So the Lord is doing something this week for many of y'all, for who this is for, and you should be sensing, a lot of you, for who this is for, you should be sensing something in your spirit, like almost like if God has been kind of quiet, like He's been speaking to you, but He's been a bit quiet. And we know that when God is quiet, it's because He's either testing you or He's working behind the scenes. But for who this is for, God is working behind the scenes diligently on your behalf, and you're about to see. God had me in my TikTok memories a message that I did 3 years ago that said the promise is at your door. And I posted it on my TikTok stories. So if you follow me on there, you'll be able to see it. But it just, at the end of it, it's signifying everything that I'm saying now, the promise coming to pass. But also I shared like a vision of like this brown door that I had saw 3 years ago. And it's funny because in my ministry group that I helped co-lead, I was prophesying when we were doing prayer night and saying the Lord was showing me a brown door, and like a brown door opening is basically what He was having me prophesy, because God was opening a lot of doors that were once closed, and now is the time for them to open. And so it's very timely that 3 years ago this time that He showed me that vision, and then I prophesied to my group about maybe 3 weeks ago about that same vision. So the timing, you may have thought your time was back then, that was the time for the promise to come to pass, but we know that God speaks in the spirit first before we see it with our physical eye and physical realm. So if you thought your time was back then 3 years ago, your time is now for a lot of you. So that's also another sign that this message is for you. But stay in a heart posture of readiness to receive, and humble, of course, and ask the Lord to help you steward what He's bringing in as well. But He should have already helped enlarge your capacity so that you would be able to receive what He has promised to you. So steward it well, stay in expectation, and just be excited, because the Lord is finally moving upon it and helping that, making that promise come to pass. And also, so that's the end of this message. If it really blessed you, you can feel free, if the Lord leads you to sow a seed into the ministry or what the Lord has me doing. I just launched my website, MyishaHamilton.com. So I offer mentorship calls, I offer dream interpretation services, and lastly, for those of you who are future authors and you really want to write a book but you don't know where to start, I just created an ebook about nearly a week ago that is up and online only for purchase of $10 on my website, so you can fall